What's up? Hello, hello.
What's going on, Sam and team? Orlando.
What's up? Orlando was ready. He was like, I got the popcorn. We're going in.
He's been reading his engineering books, man. He's got his handbook. He's ready to go.
Yep, we're ready. So we have some stuff to go over. This is kind of going to be a like a Q&A, informal kind of thing, but we're going to try to give you guys as much information as possible. So we're just going to kind of let some people come in. Jay, how's your day today?
Day is incredible. It has been high octane week, high octane, seriously level 21 week, all week. And I want to say this really quick. When you talk about cranking up the leadership, I spent my week in a room with my team, building teams, building dreams, cranked up at 21, making stuff happen at the highest level of project management. And it's been incredible in so many ways. I can't wait to share stuff with everybody later on in the future, but it's been incredible. How about you, Sam?
I had a rough week. I did. But I went back to our mindset and I was figuring out like, how am I feeling? Why am I feeling like this? And I spent one day in the negative mindset. And then I was like, you know what? That's all I get. That's all I get. So that's I'm back.
Powerful. See, tools, the mindset, the mind is primary. And that was our whole message. And it's what helped me too get through the week. I walked there with my team. I set the stage. We had some power mantras, which I shared with you, which we'll keep it right now, but little DL. We'd go in there and it was like, let's go. Who's ready to party? And we made it happen. But it was setting that mindset was key to every day with my team in this mission and myself. So it's been incredible. It does work. People trust us.
Yeah. Trust us. I actually like the carousel that, Brooke, by the way, is amazing.
Where's Brooke at?
Brooke, yeah, where Brooke at? She in there? Hi, Brooke. Orlando, Neela. I don't know who the LinkedIn user is, but hi. We appreciate you guys coming in.
A pencil.
Yeah, so that
I got to say something. So Nicole Brown spent the week with me, and the pencil will not work. Nicole, thank you for that, because that was a motto on the side where they were telling us, you got to sharpen your pencil. And we were literally telling them that, you know what, we're out of pencil and we're out of eraser, and it is what it is. I mean, we've sharpened it down. And so we had a lot, we learned a lot, didn't we, Nicole? As a team, we grew. It was a big moment.
In the times of adversity, that's when you really find out what you're made of.
Totally. You do. we literally found a pencil that was sharpened down, and it's in the wall in this room. And it's like, and it's even been sharpened so much that the metal is being removed. We're like, we have sharpened the pencil, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Where are we at now? We don't have anything left.
Yep.
Hi, Mila.
We found bottom.
Yeah. So guys, are we running live? I know that last time I did a LinkedIn live thingy, it didn't run from our events page. So are you guys in from your events page? Did you join from there, or did you just catch me coming live? Let me know. Yes. Yeah. Wait, no, she did. Wait. Yes, we did find the pencil.
I'm late to the party, but what is a PDU?
No, actually, we didn't start. We're just kind of chit chatting, letting people come in. So
give it a second, Ryan. Come in and welcome to the party. Let's get the party started. That was part of the motto.
Yeah, we're going level 21 tonight, guys.
Oh, it's on. I like that.
Randall got the notification. All right, so we created Crank Up the Leadership because both Jeremiah and I are super passionate about leadership, and he is a project management nerd, and figured, why not reach out to PMI and see if we can really bring, some added value to our shows. And
Absolutely.
we found out that we can get you guys some PDUs by hanging out with us. So, first off, Jay, what is a
Yes.
PDU?
A PDU is a professional development unit. And PDUs are just another way of saying, hey, you're developing your skills in an area of competency. And for PMI, that's within the PMI triangle, like the talent triangle. And they've changed it recently. So we have a triangle. And right now, it's the ways of working. So how you work with others and teaming, power skills, leadership, right? And then business acumen. How do you understand organizational thinking and system thinking?
Okay.
And we here at Team Cuddle, Crank Up the Leadership, are bringing, we've talked with PMI, and we are going to be able to bring professional development units in these 3 areas to, you ready? Drum roll, aspiring project managers, right? So if you're aspiring to be a PMP and you're in there, come to our shows, leverage our tools, submit your PDUs. They will help you on your mission. If you're a CAPM, right? Who got captains in the house?
We got captains in the house. Captains in the house. Who's
Right?
Captain? I know that Beth is here. Who else?
We're looking for captains. And then if you want to be a PMP, right? Like me, PMP like me, right? Because we're dynamite. That'll work. That's a bad AC/DC joke. There's a song by AC/DC called TNT. And it's we're TNT. And so our joke is our team and Team D. We're PMPs. We're dynamite, right? That was a lot of fun. Up Orlando. Orlando's Cap'em.
Nice.
So here's a cool thing. He's a Cap'em. He's a PMP. He's all 3. So
he's a Scrum Master too, right?
He is. Scrum.
He's got like all the letters, man. Go Orlando.
So we got an AC/DC fan. Yep, Neela. She knows. PSM. So that's what we're able to do. So we want to make sure that we can be able to deliver that to you as well. So part of this is when we're, Crank Up the Leadership is delivering you, real tools and tactics that you can use in your professional career, in your life, and then aspiring, because I am a project management nerd. We will be able to also deliver that to you so that you can level up in your project management career. So we're looking at all 360 degrees, all aspects of life and career, and how to be a great leader of your life and your world.
Yeah, because, I'm not a project manager. I know Jeremiah is very happy because I'm taking a project manager course this semester in just a few days.
Which is awesome.
So I know Jeremiah is super excited about it.
Absolutely.
But I'm not really sure if I want to be a project manager or if I want to be in operations or really what path I want to take. So, are our tools going to be helpful for people who are not project managers? Like, how is it going to help somebody like me who's not really sure?
Absolutely. So let's think back to the positivity tool, right? So we've everything has to do with mindset. Anything you do in life, whether you want to pursue a project management career, whether you want to pursue anything you want to do with your life, you have to be in the right frame of mind, right? I mean, that's that. We all know that. Everybody here, if you go in with the right kind of energy, you're going to have energetic results. If you go in negative, you're going to feel those negative results. That's your mindset. That happens in anything that we do. So our tools do transcend from real life to anything that you do in your career. Same with when we talk about fixed or growth mindset, right, Sam?
Yeah. On Wednesday, I think it was, I just had a bad day. And I went in the morning, and normally I start my morning and I'm like, how are you, Sam? I'm like, fantastic. And they're like, how are you, Sam? And I'm just like, just going to drink my coffee. It's going to be okay today. And I went through the day, and it was just kind of meh. And I went home. I went to the beach, caught the sunset, grounded myself again. And then I looked at the carousel, And I had to remember like where most of my emotions live. Most of my emotions, majority of the time, live on the positive side. And um, I've been struggling with the growth mindset. I can't do this. We can't do that. How are we going to do this? This can't happen. That can't happen. And yeah, I realized this week that I really need to focus on the growth mindset. My positive mindset is I've got a nice rock solid foundation there.
Oh yeah, right.
Um, I need to start working on that growth mindset, not even for myself, yes, but also for my team. And yeah, that's where we need to get. So, uh, by the way, guys, I don't know if you guys checked it out, but I think it was yesterday. I don't know if it was yesterday or Wednesday. We dropped a new carousel on Crank Up the Leadership. So if you guys haven't checked it out,
Love it.
make sure you go check it out
Absolutely.
because we really go through the growth mindset. We didn't really do it in our show last time because we wanted to be able to kind of trickle information out to you guys. And, we wanted to play with the whiteboard.
That was fun.
We'll get better with that.
Yeah, absolutely. We hear you. Here's an interesting thing, Sam. I was so
Ooh, Brooke, look at that. Growth
she
mindset
dropped it.
carousel.
She
Brooke is
dropped
on
it.
her game.
This week was really about creative mindset for me. And it was because my team, we have, so right now we're at an interesting spot with our team where we have some pretty complex problems. And I had to bring the team into rooms and I had to block out days where we came in there and we worked as a team. I mean, we're talking big teaming events. And these events for me were it wasn't about, standardization, standard process and do the thing, where we're just like, rinse, wash and repeat. This was about, we all had to open up each one of our projects and we had to open up our minds to how can we as a whole be creative to solve some pretty complex issues that each one of them were having.
Right.
And so all week, all of the things, positive and negative, because you're having all these emotions. All of us were really feeling it because we're struggling in certain areas and then we're winning in others. And so, but they're highlighting the struggle areas. So we had to maintain a positive attitude while we're highlighting the negative. And then we had to then go through and be like, well, if we were fixed, we're never going to get this happen. So everybody had to approach it from that open mind. And then me being the leader in this instance, I'm leading the team to, okay, how do we really step out and innovate and get creative? I had to be in creative mindset the whole week. And it's it's powerful when you understand that spectrum and you climb up it, what that means and how you can balance between all of them. And you have to literally think about it as you're doing it. Like, how am I approaching these aspects of whatever you're working on? And where am I at in my mindset? To answer your question though, Sam, those tools can be used for anybody.
Absolutely.
Anywhere.
I literally used them myself this week.
Me too. It's powerful. I mean, we're a product of our own tool, which is positive.
Yes.
Which is good.
It's always good. So our tools. You can earn PDUs from tools, and you can earn PDUs just by hanging out with us and watching the shows. So, how many PDUs can you earn just from showing up to our shows and watching
Ready,
us?
everyone?
Brrr.
One.
You get a PDU just for hanging out.
Just for hanging out. You got to show up, and you know what's. But here's the important thing: it's hanging out while we deliver some results. Right? We're going to deliver to you, and we're going to teach you some real world tactics that you can leverage, and you get to then go and report that. I went to the Crank Up the Leadership. We had a cuddle huddle, and it rocked.
I love cuddle huddles.
I do too. We're cuddle huddling right now with people.
They're kind of epic. Yeah, we've brought people into our cuddle huddles. How awesome is that?
People are like, what are they talking about?
I've seen cuddle all the time, actually. Orlando speaks about cuddle a couple times. So people get it. We got this.
Yeah.
So our tools. How do our tools work? How many PDUs can you earn from a tool? How does that work?
So this really goes back to, and this is something all of us PMs need to really focus on here. You have to be honest in the amount of time that it takes for you to, wait, hold on. Aranda said, keep in mind, PDUM holders need to earn 1.6 PDUs per month to stay on track. See, he's got the math. So Orlando's got a book out there in math, project management math. Where's my book? And it's brilliant. But back to your question. So the code of ethics for a project manager, this is where we're going to give you a tool, and we're working on a tracker, and we're working on things for you to be able to track. And you have to be honest with your time. So honesty, responsibility, right? So those are two main ethics of a project manager. We have to have respect, and we have to be fair. And so for the code of ethics in PMP, we all assume everybody's going to be honest. So when so if you're going to be a PMP, you got to follow the code of ethics. So wait, is he laughing? We got Orlando's like over there. He's giving a code of ethics speech. But it's true. And so what you have to do is you need to be able to do the homework and report your time, right? So 1 hour, 1 PDU. The math is simple.
Yep.
Right, Orlando? The math is simple here. But you have to be honest, and you have to show your work. And so kind of leave me a book review on Amazon. Done.
Love it.
Done. That's what we do here, right? We support each other. It's about community and growth, right?
Absolutely.
Contribution. Oh no.
Absolutely.
Everyone, Logan showed up to the party. He doesn't like homework. He has no ethics, but we all love him. But you just got to record your time, and it's simple math on how long it takes, and then you go report it. Oh, we got scouts in here. Right. So it's that simple. Do the tool, show up to the show, do the tool, and report it, and be honest.
Absolutely. I mean, shouldn't you just be honest in life?
Yeah, truth is a big value of mine.
So me and Brooke, actually Brooke mostly, is doing some work on our first official Crank Up the Leadership tool. Like, how epic is this? And Jeremiah has put in a bunch of work, and we should be getting it out to you guys any day now. And it's going to talk through the mindset, what we went through in our first show, the positive mindset, growth mindset, how to reach creative mindset. We want you guys to really lean on the power of 3 and make sure that you just rock it. Right, Jay?
Absolutely. And the power of 3 can be done in a lot of different aspects of your life, and you'll see us talk about it. And it's all about setting your intention. Everything is, who am I going to show up today? How am I going to lead? And how do I want to be viewed in this world? Whether it's your mindset, it's your energy. When we talk about crank it up to 21, right? That's coming. Who shows up? If you show up at 21, how's everybody going to feel? You're going to feel incredible, right? Yeah. You don't step in any less than who you can be at your most optimal self. That's mindset. That's who you are. Level 21. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of fun also. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, we got the mathematical primer for project management right there. Everyone click on it. Orlando.
Oh, yeah. Make sure that you go and support people. If we support people, they'll support us. It's this beautiful cycle of support, and it's just great. Intimidated. Don't be intimidated. We're not intimidated. We won't bite.
What if I want to be a level 20?
Take it there.
Go there.
Go.
Take us with you.
Yes.
We will join you. Hey, she was level 22. And another cool thing that a lot of our connections are doing, like Elizabeth, is they're helping teachers bridge the gap, right? Helping reach down and lift teachers into this area that they've already done. And so that's another cool, powerful thing about what we're doing with Crank Up the Leadership. We have a great pool of connections that are out there helping people as well. Like, so we're trying to give people tools and tactics for their life and their energy and things like that. And then we have great other connections that are out there doing the same thing. So all of us together are going to really do a lot of great things here. And I really am appreciative of every one of you out there. And this is wonderful. I love it.
Absolutely. So I think that we went through the PDUs. We went through, like, we're working on the tool. We're going to get that out for you guys. Whoever attended our first show will be sending you guys out a DM with the tool so that you guys can have it and be able to work on it and earn your PDUs. And for those of you who are not project managers, that's totally fine. Use it. Use the tool, get better, level up, get on level 21. Or, Beth says she wants to go to level 22. So we want to open up the floor for you guys to ask us some questions, because why not, right? It's a Q&A session. You guys got us. We don't really have anything formal to talk about other than the PDUs. So, Jay, you ready for some questions?
Yeah, I think Mr. Dan Ramos has got a question.
Yes. Let me bring him on.
Step right up. You're the next contestant on. Crank
up the leadership.
Crank it up. You can start playing guitar.
So Dad wants to know, how does one deal with important but negative people? Ooh. So we're talking about stakeholders, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Jay, do you have any advice?
I do. 2 conversations. One, you have to know their level of importance, right? So you have to know what is their level of authority and how do they affect you and what in your world, in your environment. And 2, you have to appreciate and understand. Well, you have to have 2 conversations. The one in your head that's probably having that, like, what the hell are they talking about? And then the other one that's really trying to understand where they're coming from so that you can respond. So you have to think, you have to actually be present and think about what they're trying to say and where they're coming from and what the real problem is. So you can respond in a way to get them out of, well, I don't want to go too far into it, but I call it a crazy 8, to get into a crazy 8 pattern. And I want to elevate them out of it, because I can't do much with negative people, but I can do, if I can find out what their problem truly is, I can then elevate them and get to a real solution.
Yeah. And I think that you have to, oftentimes as a leader, you're relying on emotional intelligence, right? We keep hearing emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence, emotional intelligence. What does emotional intelligence mean? And really, it's just understanding yourself and understanding others. And understanding that just because I react one way doesn't mean that somebody else is going to feel, act, react, behave the same. So with important people who are negative, try to understand where they are coming from. And it's hard sometimes, especially when you're dealing with negativity, to put yourself in a position of trying to figure out why they feel that way. Are they frustrated because of work? Are they frustrated because they're under deadline crunch? Are they struggling with things that are outside of the scope? I know that's a buzzword for you guys, you PM people. What is it? Scope, schedule, cost, right?
Absolutely. Those quality, risk.
At quality, right?
I throw a couple extra things in there, but yeah.
So anything outside of there causes like emotions, and empathy. Sometimes they're negative, and you just have to realize that it's most of the time it's not personal. So just try not to take it personally.
Here's an interesting thing about our tools, Dan. We talk about emotional fuel, right? So if you can understand somebody's model of the world, where their emotions are at immediately, you can see if they're frustrated or not. You understand immediately what kind of mind space that they're in. And then if you understand their driving force, are they fixed mindset? Or are they a growth mindset? You know that if you now have somebody who's going to be fixed in what you're saying versus if they are open to suggestions, and you just have to help them get out of the negative and get into the positive. So those 2 tools right there help you understand somebody immediately because if like Sam was saying, emotional intelligence, if you can understand yourself in that area, you can then understand other people by looking at them in that area. And then you can understand it. Hey, are they frustrated? Where do they live emotionally? What's their vehicle? And then how do I jump in their vehicle and get them to a new destination? That's the power of our tools, is they're going to help with that stuff.
Absolutely. Nicole has a fantastic question.
Uh-oh.
Running into this now, being an ops manager with prior PM experience, but being asked to cross train the existing PM who has 20 years on me. Any advice?
Lots of advice. So running into this now, being an ops manager with prior PM experience, but being asked to cross train the existing PM who has 20 years on me, advice. I mean, I'd have to understand what is the issue with cross training them other than I'd have to understand more about that question. Is there a little bit more context you could add to that? Personally, for me, is there an
Yeah, I think
intimidation aspect to it?
ooh. I think for me, and we'll wait for her to give some context, but I know that sometimes experience means is a lot for people. Well, I've been here 20 years. I know what I'm doing. I've been here X amount of years. I know what I'm doing. Like they kind of can't be told
Got it.
that they're, you know, not really where they need to be. I experience this often at work. We use a system, but we have many people who have been there for 20 plus years, and they're used to doing it a certain way. And it's like, well, this way works. It's always worked. This is how we've always done it. And how do you take people who are so set in one way and make them see another? Oh, that's what Nicole's going through.
Yeah, it goes back. You know what that is? That's a fixed mindset. So if you're it's like old dog, new tricks. They're set in their ways and they're not going to learn anymore. You have to. It goes back to everything. You have to learn to relate with them. Like, well, what? So for one, can they even do this position if you're having to teach them new? I work with this all the time too. And Nicole's in here. Nicole, I think you're the other Nicole. There's two Nicoles, and Miss Brown is like, Govar. She's telling me, Jeremiah, let's talk about this. But you do. It's interesting because if you're trying to bring them over and show them new skills and they're not going to learn, they're not going to be set up for success in that position. So you actually, I firmly believe in competency. Character over competency, but there's a base skill of competency somebody must have, right? And it aligns with their characters. So if you're going to be training them, even they have 20 years experience, is it the right experience? Do they match your skills? And if they're not willing to have the growth mindset that we're talking about and they're set in their ways, are they going to be able to step into an evolving world of operations where you're using tech and you're using these things? And if they're not going to, they're not going to be successful. And you're setting them, and the leaders around are setting them up for failure. And that's a disservice to them. So you'd have to be able to pinpoint immediately, can they even step into this, no matter how many years they have of experience?
Mm-hmm.
And are we setting them up for failures as leader because they have a fixed mindset and they don't want to grow?
Maybe you should give him our tool.
The tools this is just happening. I mean, I'm telling you, they're powerful. They work.
Yeah. It's fine line. It is a fine line.
Absolutely.
It definitely is a fine line.
Mm-hmm.
And I say it kind of as a joke, but it's kind of a really good analogy. Before cell phones were in, like, we have mini computers in our pockets. If you needed to go somewhere, you relied on a map. And you pulled out a map and you figured out the route and where the destination was and how to get here and how to get there and where's what turns do I need to take, all of that stuff. Nobody is doing that anymore. We have technology that we can rely on, that we can get us from point A to B. It'll even tell us when there's traffic jams. It'll give us alternate routes. It'll tell recalculating. There's all these things that are, new. And I guarantee you that that project manager with 20 years experience on you is not unfolding a map every time he needs to go somewhere. So if he can, or she, if they can pop open a GPS and punch in, or you could just ask chat. if they can punch in an address and hit go and let Google take them wherever they want to go, then why can't they do that at work? What like where's the disconnect?
I find it goes back to really, I mean, that's so true. I mean, we're evolving in this world. It's fine. We, Elizabeth, Beth, we're going to show you what a map is. We're sending you a map right now. But it's funny because you have to, and anybody in business right now, especially in operations, right? You know that that we're always evolving. And so the world itself is not going to slow down, and technology, it's coming. And so if you want to be a part of the future, you need to get back into it. You need to level up.
Yeah.
And she was saying there's a fine line, but there's going to be something great about that person that you could be able to leverage to be able to understand them. And it goes back to understanding and appreciating them. So there's going to be something about that person for 20 years. And one of those old school techniques are going to give you an eye opening. If you can bond with that person and bridge that gap, there's going to be good and bad in all of it. But again, in my professional opinion, if they're not going to meet that certain level of competency to move forward with new perspectives and help innovate, you're doing them a disservice by putting them in that position.
Yeah. And oftentimes one of the things that I do, you know, I work with people who have decades of experience on me. And their thing is,
Exactly,
well,
Nicole.
this is how we've always done it. And why do we have to change? You know? So when I come in and I know that the way that they're doing it is very longhand. It's going to take them 3 times the amount of time. It's going to take them more effort, more energy, just more, right? So when I'm actually leading and I'm working with the people right now, I'm managing more things right now than the people for now. I show them a trick. It's actually best practices, but I frame it as, oh, wow, you want to know what? I just found a trick to do this so much faster. Let me show it to you. And it takes it away from it being let me show you how you need to do something to, whoa, this is really cool. Let me show you how easy it is. So it kind of reframes how they look at the change. And it kind of works.
Reframing is incredibly powerful. Anytime that you can reframe, it goes back to a change model, right? Understand the situation, reframe it to positive. I mean, it's so powerful if you can be a master of the pre-frame and the reframe, your life will change exponentially. I can't even explain it. It's such a powerful tool. I think Logan and I've had some good conversations about pre-framing, just framing in general. Set the table. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. And this is the efficiencies we're going to get from it. And then have the
Absolutely.
conversation, understand their point of view, and they'll tell you, and you just a magical dance.
Yeah.
It is. Approach and delivery is very important.
Yeah. And we're actually, I think we're going to talk about delivery in our next session, right?
It is. It's a big deal. It goes back to the communication. It's huge.
Yeah, totally. All right,
It's
guys.
like we're communicating right now.
We are. We're working through stuff. Right?
And they do.
Yes.
So John said this. They want you to frame it, because if you don't frame it, what are we doing? Like they want to know, what are we here for? Like, hey, let me get up here and give you, I'm going to do the thing. We're here together to do a thing, right? Like right here, we're here to talk about PDUs and tools and how you can leverage those in your project management career. If we just came in and said, hey, what are we doing? Everybody, what do we do? We have to set the stage. You have to pre-frame it, so then we can all stay on target and get some value out of it. No, our time is precious.
Absolutely.
And that's what framing does. You got it, Nicole.
Yeah, seriously, our pleasure. And if you have that conversation, talk to that person, talk to the person that you're trying to cross train, and use the things that we're talking about, and then report back. Let us know how the conversation went. Let us know if you see a change, or just let us know what happened.
Or if you hit a roadblock, let us know that, give us some context and let's see if we can help you.
Absolutely. It would be our honor to help you.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
what else we got?
J-Con is here. Come on, guys. Any other questions that you have for us? It could be about PDUs. It could be about crank up the leadership. It could be whatever. We're just hanging out with you guys tonight. Q&A sesh. Jay, I'm excited for, you know what? I'm just going to ask the next question. What is our next, what's our next topic? What's our next Crank Up the Leadership show? We're going live on 27th, I think, right? Yeah, 27th.
I'm gonna just, why is Sam wearing makeup?
Hey, I Logan, wore it because I didn't want to scare you guys.
He didn't compliment my makeup.
Yeah, guys, he has a way more natural makeup than I do.
But you know, here's the thing. We've been talking a lot about, you know, what leadership means to us. And, you know, over the next couple months, you know, we want to bring up specific topics to really set the stage of what Crank Up the Leadership is. And we're creating our frameworks. And one of the biggest things that Sam and I know is one of the most important things that we all do all the time, and that's communication. And it's the internal representations and how they affect our external representations, right? So how the things that we see in our external environment affect us internally, and then how we communicate, and not just in a personal level, but in a business level, in a teaming level. So in our next session, we want to talk about that and ways, and we're going to give you tools on ways that you can mitigate and communicate effectively in the environment that we're in right now, using the different tools we have. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. Describe leadership in 3 words. Go.
Crank it up. You go.
Empathy. I can't with you. Empathy, authenticity, and I'm going to say curiosity. I need to understand what people are thinking and why.
I'd say truth, love, evolution.
Ooh. What about you, Orlando? I know that we're in a Q&A session, but what is your leadership in 3 words? Throwing it back.
I could really explain it in 5 words. I need 5.
All right, get 2 more. Take 2 more.
I got to restart. 3, I just threw it out there. But
all right, I'll let you choose 5. Ready? 5 words. Go.
Communication, confidence, organizational thinking, leadership.
Leadership,
emotional intelligence. Leadership.
Absolutely. Leadership. That's the 3 words.
Leadership. And I'm going to appear. You say that 5 times in a mirror, and Sam and I are going to appear.
And Jay is going to wear the makeup.
Things are getting creepy.
John missed the last show, but it feels like y'all are talking about yes. Trust is massive. Mm-hmm. Without trust in your leader, trust transcends even leadership. Without trust, what do you really have? You know, I'm a super honest person. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. It's a little embarrassing, but if I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys 100% of the time. I am not good at backing up my car sometimes, and I hit a pole. It was dark, okay? My boys were in the back. I just tapped it, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, don't tell Dad. He's gonna freak out." We get home. I go inside. I'm like, "I hit a pole. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry." And he's like, "What?" And they were like, "Mom, you weren't supposed to tell." But I just can't lie, and I can't keep anything. For me, if I'm not 100% honest and authentic, then I'm lying.
It's so true. Can you do me a favor? Can you pull up John Conley's quote? He said, I've seen best leadership techniques fall in the face of broken culture and eroded trust. Can you bring that up real quick?
Absolutely.
So I'm going to, this is powerful. If you don't mind, I just want to, I want to poke at this for a minute.
Hold on. Before we go there, Beth hit a house. Okay. You win.
She hit a house. Nice.
Okay.
Best
sorry.
So this is super important. When as a team, we all have to trust one another to get anything done. And when you're in a team of people and you're working on multiple mega projects, it becomes, if you lose trust, period, with anybody in your team, it's a ripple effect, right? And we were talking about the ripple effect, right? And then you can't effectively coordinate action with each other, and it causes a lot of unneeded stress. That's just in the team environment. What about if your team loves one another, but the top, you can't trust the top? And that's what we've been dealing personally. And I'm just going out there. It's something that I've been dealing with a lot right now, is that there's a lot of trust issues that we're having within an environment we're in and certain people. And this right here is one of the biggest things that are hurting everybody in the team in the culture that I'm in, is that there's a loss of trust. And that's one of our core values. And just because we have that, you can see that ripple effect down and the effects it has on performance and the way that people coordinate, connect with each other and talk, people walking into an office and feeling a certain way, all because of this right here. You can be the greatest leader in the world and have all of the tools and be as powerful and level 21 as you want. But if people around you are losing trust and faith in the situation and the environment they're in, it doesn't matter. Everybody fails. And it does start at the top. That is an important message, John, and I thank you for putting that up here.
Absolutely. Trust really is everything. It's the foundation. That and
it is
mindset.
It's so important because trust. I mean, picture if you just can't trust each other. I mean, think about how broken that is in a communication standpoint. Like if I delegate, if like we're working together, Sam, or even just friendship, right? And I'm like, hey, I need you to do these things. We're talking, and you get done. You're like, I don't know if I can trust this. I don't know if I can go do. Nothing. It's just a level of uncertainty, and we want certainty. We want certainty in our relationships.
Absolutely.
Trust is hard when it's broken. So.
Yeah.
Culture eats process for breakfast. Bad culture equals bad productivity. It's true. Lack of trust sucks all the oxygen out of leadership every time. John, you have nailed it. You're 100% correct. If I could give you 100, you're 121% correct. It is.
Transparency is important also. Absolutely.
Transparency. Your team needs to be knowing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, especially when you're a leader, you're not supposed to have all the answers. You just don't. There's times where as a leader, and we talked about it in our last show, where you need to be a follower because there's going to be, what do they call it? SMEs?
SMEs.
Right?
Expert judgment for the PM nerds, expert judgment.
But yeah, you're going to run into situations where you don't have the answer and that somebody else will. And being a leader doesn't mean that you have to have the answers. Being the leader means that you need to know where to find the answers.
Mm-hmm. So true. That was something we talked about a lot this last week as we're preparing to speak for executive leadership on these projects. It was like, you can go in and say, I don't know, and here's what I'm doing to do it. Like, here's what I'm trying to figure out. But as project managers, we know we have to know that we don't know. For one, we got to know what we don't know, and we got to say, hey, we don't know, but we're going to figure it out.
Yep.
But you don't have to. But there's people that if you leverage your, it's all about being resourceful. Leverage your people, right? And use them, know what they're good at, so that you can then leverage the SMEs to be able to help you get the results you want. You're not supposed to know all of it. Never. Your brain will explode. It's true.
Please don't explode your brain, guys. Don't worry about it. If you don't have the answer, just I'll have to get back to you. Let me I'm in the middle of doing something. I'll get back to you on that. There you can always throw out that I'll get back to you on that. It's not a weakness. Um just don't make something up.
Don't make it up. You have to
Mhm.
inspire your team to be thinkers and problem solvers, not process robots. Boom. That's perspective. That's where innovation happens right there. Right there,
Boom.
Nicole. You do. That's if you can inspire your team to be their best, right? And again, me and Sam talked about this. You have to show up inspired so they feel inspired. That's the only way you do it. If you're on fire, they're on fire. And when they're on fire, you step back, right? You can follow and let them burn, baby, burn, because they will light it up. They will get it done. It's true.
Mhm.
And this is true. But here's the cool thing about Crank Up the Leadership. We can say all these things like, light it on. We could go up and say, if for me to be inspired, I'm going to be inspired to inspire you. And it's like, how do you do that? How do you actually like really, truly get so inspired that you can walk into a room and fill it with energy and inspire everyone around you, right? Does everybody here know how to do that? And if you don't, we're going to give you actual tools and tips that you can practice and skills you can learn to walk in and light the room on fire. We want to make sure that all the buzzwords, the 12 steps that people talk about how to do all the successful things, we want to pull back all of the curtains on all of those things and say, here's how you do that, right? Versus here's how we talk about it, but we want to show you, here's the steps to get to the steps.
Right.
That's one of the things I'm incredibly passionate about with Crank Up the Leadership. And when I got with Sam, and I'm very thankful for that, Sam, thank you. You inspire me every day, just so you know.
Same.
And
Same.
you're like a light, been a little light in the life. And Brooke, we love you to death. But here's the thing. All of that requires work. We work every day at it, and it can be taught. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to show people how to do this.
Oh, I see something over here. I want to know what your thoughts are. 2 choices to pick from. Are leaders born or are leaders taught? So I'll answer first because I, as an adult, thought that I was born as a leader. I just thought I had this innate ability. As I started on LinkedIn, I actually had this conversation. I was like, no, I was born to be a leader. And I was very adamant about it. And I had a conversation with somebody who made me shift my perspective. And when I started writing my Lessons from Dad newsletter, I realized that I wasn't actually born a leader. I was molded into a leader. From a very young age, I was always taught to be a good role model for my siblings and for my friends and all of that stuff. Be a good role model, be a good role model, be a good role model. Did it mean that my siblings followed in my footsteps and like got good grades and didn't skip school and didn't hang out with the wrong crowd and all that stuff? No, they skipped and they did whatever and all that other stuff. But I was the role model. And now that I'm an adult, I'm a leader and I lead by example, i.e., I'm now a role model, just in a different way.
That's
so what
awesome,
are your thoughts, Jay? Born or taught?
That's awesome. I think it's both. I think that you have people have a natural energy, a natural presence that you're born with. And we all have it. We all have a unique thing that we can all harness at any time. Right. Mm-hmm. And as we're growing up, and it's really recognizable when we're kids. Like when I was a kid, I wanted to be Superman and I wanted to save the world. And it was really funny. I actually wanted to be a dude running around in a red cape that couldn't really fly because he's kind of like a hero and kind of like Batman at the same time. I kind of want to be that guy. And as I started growing up, that always stuck with me, that I wanted to just be the superhero. So that innate, that belief as a child grew with me throughout all my years, to where I wanted to do that kind of was like a guiding principle of how I wanted to help people. It was right there. So I had a natural ability. Like I had a belief that said, hey, you should do a thing. But then I had a natural ability of energy that's in me. That's like, this is who I am. Like I am this person. I've got the energy. And that right there gave me courage, which I think is important for leadership. Right. And later on down the road, as you're learning and you're stumbling over the, the roadblocks and the walls of life, you still have these little beliefs and these things that you were born with that are guiding you on your journey. And it's a combination of, I was born with it, and I'm learning and leveling up the certain skills and characteristics that make me uniquely who I am so that I can give back to a community. So I definitely think it's both, but it's up to you to get the emotional intelligence to dig in, to find out who you truly are so that you can then help people. And that's the journey that each one of us are on, is who are we and how can we help each other in this world? So it is definitely, in my opinion, leaders are both. It's a calling.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah. It's like, for me, it's kind of like when I lead, and when I lead a team who is excited and energized, and like they just wanna, and they're just like level 21, like that's like what I was supposed to do with my life.
Mhm. It's true. You know it, right? You knew it.
What is
How many
this?
of you
Beth,
out
my
there found your
desire?
calling? How many out there have a calling, have something that calls to you, and every day you get up and you feel compelled to go towards it? There's something that you all have. You all know that every day there's this thing about you, the way that you like to interact with people, the way that you like to do certain things in your life, and the way you like it. All of those things are coming from this area of leadership. We're all leaders in our life, in personal life, and everything that we do. We're all leading somebody, including
Absolutely.
ourselves.
Yeah. You can't lead others unless you lead yourself, right?
And sometimes we lead ourselves into a wall.
A couple
I've done
times.
that. Or wait, into a house.
Into a house or pole.
Or both. Let's see. My desire to become a
Trev
project
likes
manager.
Trev likes the live shows. I'm really liking the live shows too. I'm loving this interaction, and being able to have that one-on-one with the audience. I think it's really awesome.
What's John saying? So it's so hard to lead. You have to know yourself and your team and love yourself and your team. But ability to touch lives and forge deep relationships makes leadership extraordinary rewarding as well. Absolutely. Touching people and helping. I mean, that you can't say it better than John just said it right there. It's John, that is very
No,
true.
absolutely. All right.
Oh,
Any
this is
more
cool.
questions? What?
Beth right here. My desire to become a project manager actually was not inspired by wanting to become a leader. She wanted to become a person that others can depend on. That person that removes the impossible in order to let others grow. I love being part of that process. That is a leader. As a
Yeah.
leader, we remove obstacles for other people to flourish.
Yeah.
Beth, you're a natural born leader.
Yeah.
Right there.
There you go. Boom.
Right, boom.
Beth, level 21, Beth. Sorry. Level 22, Beth.
Nicole Brown, my goal every day is to avoid the wall. Agree.
It is a good thing to avoid.
Trevor likes making live shows. End of story. That's it. That's his jam. You can
Yeah.
tell. You're natural. It's like what? Yep.
Yeah. And if you guys don't follow Trev,
Yep.
quick little shout out. He's the Hotness Unleashed show. It's back tomorrow at
Wait.
yeah, I'm on it. I'm so excited. It's like the first episode of this season, and he's switching up the format, and yeah, I'm excited. I'm like super
That's rad.
excited.
That
Um
is rad.
but yeah, he works on Trev as a leader in his own rights. He created the Hotness Unleasher show, which um highlights people in an intentional way. It highlights their work in an intentional way. And that's kind of what leaders do. Leaders figure out, what what people are skilled at, what they're good at, and they
Absolutely.
highlight it. So
Look at that. Sam, you really pushed me to make this S2 a reality.
Yeah, I was like, "Hey, Trav, we want to do this story live. Can we do this as like a promotional thing? Are you ready to go with your Hotness Unleashed show?" And he was like, "I can be."
And that's awesome. Sometimes you just got to jump in and do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's Chris got going on here? So many
Chris
good
is
comments.
all about the humanity. Yeah.
Yep. Lead with your humanity every day in every way. That's powerful.
Absolutely. Humanity is like, I mean, come on. Humanity. What is the word in there? Is human. Like we
You got
are
to be
all
human.
human. Practice humanity. It's not hard.
That's one of the worst things about like a toxic work environment is when they take the human aspect out of what we do.
Yeah.
We are human, right? We
Yeah.
feel, we're creative. Don't put us in a box. We're not robots. There are robots that are going to do things that we should be doing. We are creative beings,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Not even Chat GPT can get it right sometimes. He was asked to make a limerick and it didn't even rhyme.
One job.
He had one job.
Embrace the power of positivity and possibility that is within all of us to embrace, share, and help the light the way for. Oh yeah, you got to be the light. This is so incredible.
Absolutely.
You all are awesome.
Brooke,
One
Brooke coming through clutch again, dropping the Hotness Unleashed link. Look at Brooke.
She don't
See?
mess around.
No.
You mess with the
See?
Brook, you're going to get the whole Braga. That just happened right here, Brooke. You can slap me later. Here's another cool thing that we're going to have too is something that we're working on in the background is going to be a product that will be able to help people, track and gain their experience in project management and actually be able to leverage his experience in project management. And I cannot wait to show you in the world all of this stuff. It's going to be incredible. And we're going to be talking about it in the next month. And for the project managers that need to have that project management experience, we got you covered.
Oh yeah. Whoa, yeah. I'm like super excited for that.
Braga Unleashed. Oh.
Whoa. So Crank Up the Leadership is kind of a subsection, a portion of your life's work. Universal leadership.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about universal leadership and why it's so important for you.
Universal leadership it goes back to everything we just talked about. It's having the tools and methods and the competencies and skills to be the leader of your life, no matter what you're doing. And I've taken real world project management experience and how that transcribes over to your real life and how you can do exceptional things by leveraging exceptional tools to become the best version of yourself and the people around you and help your people around you raise as well. Universal leadership is a method and a model that we've created that help people on a daily basis. And I hope to help more people on a global basis.
Absolutely. I am honored to be part of it and to be, welcomed into this, tripod with open arms because what you're doing and what your plans are and your vision for universal leadership, it's absolutely inspiring, Jeremiah. There are no words. There are no words.
I am humbled and thank you by that, Sam. I appreciate that. I know Brooke appreciates that too.
Yeah. Brooke, you too. We love you. All right. So we've been here. We've been hanging out for an hour. We talked about PDUs. You won't be earning a PDU for tonight, right? Or can they?
They can.
They can, right? We went over leadership. We went over some communication.
Oh, we talked about. Yep. Tonight was a power skill, and we talked a lot about a lot of great topics when it came to leadership.
Absolutely.
And we actually talked about working with others.
Look at that. Look
you
at
all
that.
Cuddle. It's been an honor.
Yeah. So we've been hanging out for an hour. You guys earned a PDU by hanging out with us and,
Absolutely.
interacting in the comments. We are working on certificates to get out to you guys so that you can keep track of these things. We're working on the tool so that we can get those out to you so that you guys can earn even more PDUs on top of that. So yeah, keep an eye out on the Crank Up the Leadership page if you don't already. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure you guys follow us on Crank Up the Leadership if you're not already on LinkedIn. Ideally, we'd love to be able to stream from Crank Up the Leadership as opposed to my personal page, just so that we can have everything nice and neat on our business page for you guys, so that you can just go to one page. But yeah, I'm excited. Yes, Matt, certificates. We are
Raposo.
we're bringing certificates. It's happening.
He's like rad. And then Beth, you can go to the PMI, how to submit PDUs. And you know what? Maybe I'll make a little side how to submit PDUs document just for funsies. I'm gonna have a PDU tracker too that we're gonna put up. Sorry, but but you don't want me to make it. I'll have to talk to the ladies and see if we can make them, because if I make it, it's gonna be bad. So good, it's bad.
It's not good. But me and Brooke got it. Don't worry. We've got you. Jay, we're going to extract all the information from Jay. We'll plug it into a nice document for you guys and get it out to you guys as soon as possible.
Thank you so much.
But I think that's it. Make sure to follow us. Make sure you subscribe. This way we can do this. Crank it up. Right? What do you say, Jay? Crank it?
Level 21. Crank it up, everyone. Have a great weekend. Have an incredible, outstanding, fun, bad A weekend.
I love it. Enjoy your weekend, guys. Make sure that you take some time for yourself, reflect, figure out where you are living emotionally, and make sure that you go into next week feeling grounded and positive and just really hammer down that mindset. And we will be seeing you guys on the 27th, where we're talking all things communication, delivery methods, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, rock on, Jeremiah.
Rock on, Sam and team. Cuddle.
And team. Cuddle, huddle over.